Acer's new lineup of Swift computers are thin and light traditional laptops. You won't find touchscreens or 360-degree hinges here. The Swift series includes the Swift 3, which I have here, that punches above its class. The Swift 3 here is the mid-level configuration with a Skylake Core i5-6200U processor, 8GB of DDR4 RAM, and a 256GB SSD, all of which retails for around $650 but is often on sale for less. In my opinion, there is no better value ultra-portable computer you can get than the Acer Swift 3 right now. Let's dive into the review to see why. When taking the Swift 3 out of the box, you immediately notice its very solid all-metal design. It is a very well-built machine that is constructed far better than other laptops at this price point. However, it's not a very original design, but that's fine. Opening the laptop, you find quality similar to the outer shell with a nice-looking keyboard, trackpad, display, and a Windows Hello compatible fingerprint sensor. The backlit keyboard has good travel and is very easy and comfortable to type on. The trackpad isn't glass, but it feels pretty smooth and is pretty accurate with gestures since it uses Microsoft Precision drivers, making it a pretty good trackpad. In some ways, I prefer it to the Dell XPS 13 and HP Spectre X360 trackpads. The display is an IPS Full HD panel, meaning colors are pretty vivid and text is sharp. It's not a touch display, but it is a matte anti-glare display that is flicker-free, meaning it doesn't use annoying PWM technology like the Broadwell Spectre X360 to dim the display and looks pretty solid on video. The webcam is serviceable and the Windows Hello fingerprint reader is just okay. In terms of design, features, and build quality at this price point, Acer gets 2 thumbs up. The Swift 3 has a very good design and build, especially for this price, so there must be a compromise in terms of specifications, right? Well, you would be wrong. The 256GB SSD in this unit isn't PCIe, but it's good. The 8GB of RAM are DDR4 rather than the lower power DDR3L RAM found in other laptops like the Dell XPS 13 or the new MacBook Pro. The display is a 14-inch Full HD IPS panel, and the only compromise is that it's powered by a Skylake 6th generation processor rather than the more recently released Skylake. Honestly, the performance of the Skylake chip here is very comparable to Skylake in almost every way. Port selection is also strong on the Swift 3 with the USB 2.0 port on the right side along with an SD card slot, headphone jack, and Kensington lock slot. And the left side features a USB 3.0 port that supports charging while the device is off or asleep, the charging port, an HDMI port, and a USB Type-C port. While the USB Type-C port is not Thunderbolt 3 compatible, it does support data transfer as well as display output. The battery is a standard 48 watt-hour affair that lasts about 7 to 8 hours of regular work at medium brightness, which is a good result. 2 thumbs up for all the specs. Bloatware is also pretty light on the Swift 3, including McAfee and a couple of cloud apps, as well as some useful Acer utilities, such as Acer Care Center for updating device drivers, Acer Quick Access for quick access to Acer's blue light filter and other extra settings, as well as the Acer Portal for product registration. With its Skylake i5-6200U processor, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB SSD, the Swift 3 performs excellently for office tasks as well as multitasking. With its HD 5200 graphics, you can run some lighter games. Unlike the HP Spectre X360 and XPS 13, it was difficult to get the Acer Swift 3 to kick up its fans and get warm. The thermals on this device are very good, and since the vents are out the back, you won't block them if the device is on your lap or on a soft surface. The fans don't make much noise at all, and if you are in an environment with even slight background noise, you won't hear them at all. There is a bit of coil whine, but not as much as on the Spectre and XPS 13. The Swift 3 outshines them both in terms of heat and noise, since it doesn't get very warm, and the processor doesn't throttle either, leading to very nice performance in games such as Civilization 6 on low settings at 1080p. Even in a large, well-developed map, I was getting above 30 frames per second consistently. Very well done. In conclusion, the Acer Swift 3 is a thin and light laptop with a 14-inch display and all the features and benefits of a modern Ultrabook minus a touchscreen. In many ways, it outshines its direct competitors with its great performance and heat and noise management. It is the best value for a portable laptop out there right now, and this configuration with an i5, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB SSD can often be found discounted to $500, which is a steal for all the features it offers. Well done.